Spider-Man Noir, issue number 1. New York City, January 1933. The offices of the Daily Bugle. Where's Jameson's office? Is there a problem, officers? Someone claiming to be Jonah Jameson called the precinct and said he's been shot. What? That's ridiculous. Get out of the way, miss. Now. Nobody move. Spider-Man Noir hunched over the dead body of Jonah J. Jameson. It's him. It's Spider-Man. He shot Jameson. Hey, take it easy, fellers. It's not what it looks like. Drop the gun. Watch out for his hands. I heard this guy can flip. Black. Stop right there, you freak. Blam, blam. Spider-Man escapes to the snowy scene. Blam, blam, blam. Did you get him? No. I think maybe I clipped him. Looks like Jameson was right about the screwball. Yeah, I bet that he made his day. 3 weeks ago, it was all that it was. Winter was setting in hard down below Riverside Drive. Squatters had put up a shanty town along the Hudson from the 72nd Street to the 110th. Get me pictures, Eric, JJJ told me. We're going to show the public what's really happening out there. I want broken men and hopeless women. I want snot-nosed kids in rags. I want to see the hunger in their eyes. I want pictures that'll make them weep. Hey, you pal from the papers, pal? What rag sense here? What you representing? The Bugle. You mind if I take a picture? Sure. The Bugle's got a lot of paper. I've got it in the front pages right here. Sports, page in my shoes, and save the financial section to wipe my keister. What's going on over there? It's May Parker over there. Rousing the comrades, letting the ruling class tremble. Proletarians have nothing to lose their chains. Patoo. May Parker. I'd heard of her, but this was the first time I'd seen her in the flesh. She was quite a woman. 3 years ago, Hoover was telling you jobs were secure for life. Since then, more than 13 million of you are out of work. We've seen the army on the streets using tanks, tear gas against citizens whose only crime is their poverty. Now we've got Mr. Franklin D. Roosevelt waiting to step up in Hoover's shoes. But what do you think? There's going to be a real change? Republicans, Democrats, the only thing they're debating is the most efficient way to turn your sweat and blood into profit. Get down off your soapbox, Grandma. The enforcers of Ox and Fancy Dan, Montana. The Goblin's muscle. You don't like the way we do things in America? You should get on a boat and go join your comrades in Russia. Young man, the last time I looked in the Constitution of this country protected my right to the freedom of speech. Pull her down. Out of here, Ox. You lay a finger on that ant and I'll... It's past your bedtime, kid. Woof! Look at that. Can't hardly keep those eyes open. Leave that boy. Whoa, there, doggy. Take a nap, sonny. Get this thing off of me. Just hold your water, Grandma. Say cheese, fellas. What you know, Ben Urich poking his snot in the muck as usual. Do you boys want to see your mugs all over the Bugle tomorrow? Or are you going to back off and let these people go about their business? How about if I smash your damn camera? And then how about I break your fingers one at a time? How you gonna write this up then, smart guy? Back up off, folks. You know he's off limits. Careful, Ulrich. You're pushing your luck. Peter! Are you alright, son? It's okay. I'm fine. Thank you. That was very kind of you, mister. Ulrich, you're welcome, ma'am. Look, I have my car down the way there. Can I give you two a ride home? When are we gonna give that sap? What's coming to him? Soon enough, folks. Soon enough. Shnink! So, this is the hotbed of revolution. We are, what we say, a welfare center. We give the homeless hot meal and a place to come out of the cold. Seems that's a little too much socialism for some people. See those screens? We put them up after my uncle was killed by the Goblin's mob. Heard about that. I'm sorry for your loss. Peter, we don't know that it was the Goblin's people that killed your Uncle Ben. I know it. I'll be up in a while. Get some rest, Aunt May. Damn it. Why those gangsters come after us? It's the system we're attacking. The banks, the business, the politicians. I should have got in my car and driven away, but something about the kid, the sheer stubborn, righteous anger of him. Are you allowed out after midnight? Maybe I wanted to test him, to show him the brutal reality of the world and watch that light in his eyes die away. I hope you're not a prohibitionist, Peter. You're about to enter the hottest speakeasy in town. Welcome to the Black Cat. Ben Urich, who's this? Don't tell me you've taken up babysitting. This is Peter Parker. Ignore the bruises. He got into an argument with an ox. Peter, meet Felicia Hardy, owner of this establishment, and the only woman I ever asked to marry me. She turned me down. God knows why. Sonia, evict whoever is squatting Mr. Urik's table and get them a drink on the house. Whiskey, if you please, Sonia. Double on the rocks. And soda for the kid. Make that a whiskey. Are you old enough to be drinking? Tell you what, I'll show you my birth certificate and you show me your liquor license. Kid's got a mouth on him. He gets it from his aunt. How come the goblin thugs backed off you back there at the camp? They said you're off limits. The power of the press, I guess. So why did you bring me here? I like you, Peter, and I like your Aunt May. I don't want to see you getting hurt, and the way you're going. You think you should keep her mouth shut? She believes in something I believe. Sure, you believe that there's good guys and bad guys, right and wrong. You believe that if we all become good little socialists and work for the greater good, everything will sunshine and roses. That's about it. Well, that's hell of a dream. Take a look around here, Peter, because this is the reality. See the big guy wrestling with the brunette? Oh my God, that's Jimmy Strider, the mayor of New York. He's here. Right. And the dame with him, that's not his wife. To his left, Chief Detective Ryan from the Vice Squad. The creep he's smoozing is Emilio Alchuno. He runs half the brothels in New York. And then we have Adolphus Crane, the industrialist. Your Uncle Ben helped organize demonstrations that closed down 3 of his sweatshops last year. And making a big entrance, Norman Osborn, the Goblin. You wanted to know why the Goblin was coming after you? The Goblin doesn't personally give a damn about you or your aunt or anyone else. He's freelance. He works for the highest bidder. They use him because it wouldn't look good to have the police suppressing freedom of speech. Are you saying the mayor hired the Goblin to kill Uncle Ben? Alchuno probably did the deal. Crane would have put up with the fee. Ryan made sure the cops were looking the other way, and the mayor, he just sits back and takes a percentage. It's a tangled web, Peter. This guy Osborn, how come they call him the Goblin? No one knows. He's a man of many mysteries. Like why he chose to trawl through every broken down circus and carnival freak show to put his gang together. The enforcers were all carnies. Craven was an animal trainer. The Vulture was a geek. Before the Goblin found him, he was living in a cage, biting the heads off chickens. You don't ever want to cross the Vulture. Well, now look what the cat dragged in.
Good evening, Ulrich. And Parker is it? Your uncle was Ben Parker, the agitator. My commiserations and unfortunate death, I believe, is torn apart by what was it now? Wild dogs.
My uncle was murdered by low-life scum. And you aren't fit to say his name. Peter, don't.
Ha! No, there's too many. Teach your young friend some manners, Ulrich. He is your friend.
Oh yes, he's my friend. Come on, Peter. I think we've overstayed our welcome. You know my rules, Ben. You don't bring your squabbles into the Black Cat. Thud! Sorry, Felicia. It won't happen again. Tell the kid he could come back when he grows up. What did you do in there? That was the stupidest single thing I've ever witnessed. Yeah, but did you see his face when the whiskey hit his mohair? Damn it, you realize that? What? That the only thing keeping you alive from this moment on is me. Nothing. Come on, I'll take you home. I got a message in there, Mr. Urich. You think we can't fight them? Think that we can never win? But I'm not going to close my eyes or run away from it. You want to go do something? You really want to do something? Next, we're in the office of Jonah J. Jameson. Parker, sit! Urich tells me you're a good kid. Tells me you're an orphan. Lost your uncle too, Ben Parker, a fine man. I hear a little red around the gills for my liking, but still. So what you want, to join our fourth estate? No, I want to study. Science? Right, but you can't afford the college fees, so I'll make do with a job here in the meantime. I suppose you should feel honored. No, sir, Did you? There's a married couple living in a cave in Central Park because they have nowhere else to go. There's children starving in the middle of the richest nation that has ever existed in the history of planets. Million sob stories out there, Parker. None of them are special until we make them special. Urich has a unique talent. He knows how to put words together and pictures together. A picture, my boy, can be worth 10,000 words, and I'm speaking as a man who built his career on words. I could give them facts and figures, but it's big pictures that get them right here. I'll tell you, readers, what to think about the unholy bloody mess in our city. You go out there and get the pictures. Make them weep, kid. Make them weep. You look like you've been hit by a truck. Did he give you the make 'em weep speech? Uh-huh. Listen, Mr. Ulrich, I really don't know anything about. Don't worry, I'll be taking the pictures. You'll be toting my gear, setting up lights, fetching coffee. You're not a photographer yet, Peter. Peter, as he went, looking for the broken heart of the city, the anger I had already seen in him burned fiercer with every injustice he witnessed. I saw myself in him, the way I was when I still had the idealism and the arrogance of youth, when I still believed I could change the world. One night, we had a tip-off from a cop, a suicide. The poor sap owed money to the goblin. They threatened his family if he didn't pay up, so he took the only way out. He told his wife in his farewell letter that if he was dead, they'd leave her alone. He had that all wrong. His wife won't inherit the dead. The goblin always collects. After that, really opened up. Did you see that guy's wife? She knew who was to blame. Everyone knows who's to blame. It's the goblin's doing, but everyone's too scared to speak. No one sees anything, no one hears anything. One day, someone has to talk. That's all it will take. Just one or two people with the guts to tell the truth, and he'll be finished. Then he told me about the night Uncle Ben was killed. There were rope marks. They tied him so he couldn't fight back when they beat him. Then while he was still alive, they set him with wild dogs. They tore him apart. It was old news to me. I knew how he died. What I didn't know was that it was Peter who found his uncle's mutilated body. Thought I had it bad, but I never went through half the pain and loss that's been thrown into that kid's life. The truth is, Peter has every reason to become bitter and twisted and cynical. But every reason to give in, to let the corruption eat his soul. The truth is, some of us are strong, and some of us are so terribly weak. Peter was wrong about one thing. It wasn't the dogs that tore Ben Parker to pieces. It wasn't dogs. All those years in the freak show, being treated like an animal, something happened to Adrian Toombs. Somewhere along the line, the last of his humanity finally slipped away. Sometimes, somehow, he developed a taste for human meat. And how do I know this? How do I know that Ben Parker's living body was cannibalized? Because, God help me, I was there. To be continued. Same spider time, same spider place. Let's catch the next episode of Spider-Man Noir #2.